Hi Leos, welcome to your year ahead reading with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being a part of my channel. Thank you so much for being part of my life, for all of your comments, all of your continued support. You guys are amazing and I am always and ever and eternally grateful for everything. So I would just like to start by saying I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I hope that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help us on our path to our highest vibrational good. I say us because if you have only just tuned in, I am a Leo rising, so Leo is my rising sign, so this is just as relevant for me as it is all of you guys, whether this is for your moon sign, whether this is for your sun sign. So yeah, let's see what 2018 has in store for us. I'm really excited to see. I think it's going to be a great year. I think it's going to be a very progressive year as well. Okay, so the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords. So interesting. January from the offset is going to be all about communication, expression. It's going to be about paperwork, documentation. It's going to be about information technology. Why do I say that? Because swords are all to do with the intellect. They're all to do with information. They're all to do with communication. It's the air sign, which is your intellect. It's communication itself. It's how that communication happens. So the Knight of Swords usually talks about aggressive conversation, you know, debating. It talks about you know, yeah, like you talk about things like debate, things like arguments, things like fraught communication sometimes as well. The Knight of Swords is very much a card of rushing in where angels fear to tread. It's that kind of thing. And the reason I say that is because the knights are usually quite fast. You know, these are things that happen quite quickly. They're very rarely people. They are usually just situations or modes of situations that take place. And the mode of situation, or this talks about swords, your communication, and the speed of it, and sometimes aggressive communication. Now the interesting thing is, then you've got the Page of Swords, and the pages are very much like the aces because they bring new beginnings. The pages are also what I like to call markers of consciousness. They show you where your consciousness is at and where you're spending a lot of your conscious energy. The Page of Swords is very much about defending your viewpoint. It's very much about speaking your mind. It's about having a sharp mind. So January, Leos, your brain, your mind is going to be on form. Your power and your wit are going to be on top form, and I feel very sorry for anybody that tries to best or better us for our detriment. Why do I say that? Because the Knight of Swords gives you the speed and the aggression, and the ferocity, just like a Leo, of the speech. Whereas the Page of Wands will give you the wit, the intellect, and the intelligence to back it up. So January will be a month of, like I said, lots of and at times quite intense conversation and communication, but it will be one where I wouldn't trifle with a Leo in January because they are going to be on top form, on high point. So interesting. I see this very much being about you defending your viewpoint, but I also see this very much about Leo's. This is where the persuasive aspect of Leo is going to come through, because January you're going to be changing a lot of minds and opinions. So whatever the opinions and the minds were that were made up about you, to your detriment, oh, this person is this, they're that, you're going to be changing people's minds by your direct communication, but more importantly, by your direct demonstration. What way to kick off the year, eh? Straight in there, no holds barred. February. Oh, beautiful. Six of Wands. So this says that you achieve your goal, that your goal of trying to convince people of who you actually are, as opposed to who they think you are and what they would like to paint you as. You succeed in changing that perception of yourself. Oh, yeah, absolutely you do. And you do it with skill, with vigour and with beauty. Really, really interesting. Really interesting, because the Six of Wands, like I said, sorry, I've got this real itchy nose thing sometimes when I do tarot, which drives me mad. And one of my subscribers was like, oh, it's your angels, they're tickling your nose to tell you that you're doing really good work. I'll take that, but at the same time I've taken like 2 antihistamines because it's driving me insane. And I think it's just an allergy. Going back to this, the month of February, you succeed in changing people's perceptions and external factor proposed or imposed thoughts and feelings of people. You know, a lot of what the image of you is, that people perceive you as, will be coming from a negative place. And you will fight to change that perception, and you will succeed. You will be victorious in that. And you will do so by demonstrating beauty, poise, grace and skill. You know, and this isn't about, it's not going to be about sitting back and letting it come to you and letting somebody else do the work. It's going to be you proving yourself. It's going to be you stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what, I'm not here to be put down, I'm not here to be downtrodden, and I'm not here to have people slander my name. You know, I'm making this very heavy, but this is what I feel, you know, this is what's coming out. And I feel very much that in February you will really start to achieve that. And you will demonstrate so much beauty and poise and courage and grace in doing so. And that will have, you know, how can you not warm to that? How can you not warm to a person that just says, all right, fine, I'm going to change your mind and I'm going to do it by my actions? You know, really, really awesome. Okay, March. Let's see what March 2018 has in store for us. Nine of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Really interesting. So they keep kind of popping out in duels. Really, really interesting. So March is going to be a month where it's going to be important for you to find a way to speak up. Because the Nine of Wands is the battered soldier, and it's the person that's gone through, you know, they've gone through the mill and they're kind of tired now of the journey that they've taken. But more importantly, they're tired of not being heard. And March is going to be the month. I mean, you know, you're going to be kind of expressing who you are through communication, and sometimes fraught communication or intense communication anyway. But just at the point in March where you feel like, you know what, I can't do it anymore, I'm tired, you then get this new renewed vigour, this new sense of vigour, this new renewed energy, because the Knight of Wands is exactly that. The Knight of Wands is passion, energy, fire, sensuality, sexuality. And, you know, just at the point where you feel like you're about to give up in March, it's so important, Leo, so important that you don't. It's so important that you push past that feeling. It's interesting because I'm smiling because I'm hearing my partner's words echoing in my brain. He always says to me, when you get to the last bit, you just give up, like, you know. And unfortunately, that, you know, as much as I'm loath to admit it, that's actually very true. Not with everything, but with some things, like, you know, when I get to the last nth, I'm like, oh, I'm tired, I can't do anymore, so I won't. And, you know, he's got this habit of pushing me. And this year, in the month of March, it's going to be about you finding a way to push yourself. It's going to be you saying, oh, you know what, I'm the Nine of Wands, I'm the battered soldier, I'm tired from everything that I've had to do, from the whole fight that I've had to experience and go through and stuff. And then, if you dig that little bit deeper, just that little bit, at that moment where you're like, I can't do it anymore, if you dig just a bit more, you will unleash. It will be like taking the dam out of the river. It will be like open, you know, it will be like, it's going to be like wildfire. You know, it will be like just opening a floodgate of energy and power if you dig that, just that one little ounce more that you don't think you have to give. At that moment you will unleash so much primal energy and power that you will be surprised at just how much you are able to achieve, and just how much energy and power you have within yourself that you weren't even aware of. March is a very powerful month for you, and I believe this will probably be around Between the 10th and the 12th of March, you'll be feeling this whole poor me, I can't do it, I haven't got the strength. And then just after that, when you push past it, bam, you get this new sense of energy, power, you know, and primal physicality that helps you push on. March is not the time for you to give up. And unfortunately, it's also not time for you to rest. April, the Queen of Wands and the Temperance card. So lovely, because the Queen of Wands would be a fire sign female, a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. Now, because it falls with the Temperance card, this says to me this is a Sagittarian female. You know, this is a female of the sign of Sagittarius that is going to come forward and remind you of a few things. One, they're going to remind you of your need to honour your physical self, your need to honour yourself by doing things for yourself that you enjoy, by tapping back into the things that help you enjoy life, whether that is good food, whether it's going out to the gym, whether it's going dancing, whether it's going on stage, all of that sort of stuff. This is about you tapping into the things that connect you very deeply with life in whatever way, shape or form they are. It's also about you tapping back into what you believe the mysteries are. Why do I say that? Because you've got the black cat in the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, which represents the mysteries and her connection to all things spiritual and otherworldly. And then you've got the Temperance card. Excuse me. The Temperance card is very, very much to do with spiritual alchemy. It's about turning your base metals into gold. It's about turning the lower vibrations of your emotional energy or your mental energy. It's about taking this energy and turning it into something positive. And after this moment of I can't, you suddenly then dig past it and you find yourself with this roaring volcano's worth, like a volcano. That's what the month of March is. It's like a volcano. Once you break that little hardened shell, right, all of this power just comes pouring out of you. This month, the month of April, you will come into contact with somebody or even come into contact with an aspect of yourself where you start to learn how to channel that fire and that energy and that power and really start to use it to create the best life for yourself that you've ever had. And I don't mean like for a while or in a while, I mean that you have ever had, literally. Why do I say that? Because the Temperance card, she's an angel, right? And she's got the fire triangle over her heart. That's the energy and the passion. That's the fire from within. And then she's got the sun disk, which is actually the sphere of Tifereth in the Kabbalah, which actually means beauty. She, through the power of her third eye or her psychic abilities or her true eyes, her true inner knowing, she is able to see the beauty and the wisdom in every situation that she's endured. When you couple that with this amount of power and you dole it out like a, you know, and you find ways to dole that energy out rather than just, you know, for those of you that have seen it, like in X-Men, they had to teach Havoc how to harness his power, you know, because he does this and it's just carnage everywhere, you know, energy bolts flying everywhere that cutting things in half and whatnot. And they, in the end, they found a way for him to discover how to focus that energy so that he could control that energy and pour it out towards what he wants. This is actually what I would say, you know, April's going to be the month where you prepare to become the magician. Yeah, for those of you that know, you will know. Okay, so May 2018. King of Cups and the King of Swords. Now this is interesting. This to me, because the King in Tarot, in any game or system of reading, the King is the final buck. He is where it stops. He makes all of the decisions, and you know, he has his advisors, he takes on board other people's viewpoints, he tries to balance things so that they're fair and equal for all people and parties involved, but the King is the final say, he's the final decision. The King of Emotions rules his emotions. The King of Cups is the king of emotions. You know, this is about finding your divinity and finding your rulership and your authority in your feelings, and deciding not to allow other people to make you feel any way, shape or form. So you come into all of this power, you come into all of this energy to really start creating what it is that you want. You're becoming the magician by really directing your energy and your soul power towards what it is that you want in the world and what it is that you want to create. And by doing so, you run into this ability to rule your emotions and furthermore to rule your mind. So who is the King of Cups? The King of Cups is a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. I should know that because that's my dad. And this person is very much about showing you how to rule your emotions. This is very much about how you demonstrate your emotional strength. You know, do you belittle other people to steal emotional energy from them, or do you build other people up in a gentle way that allows them to become the king of their emotions too? You know, and the king does that. It's about deciding what is right for somebody or for a situation and making sure that the decision that is made is best for you and for them. And then you've got the King of Swords, an air sign male, Aquarius, Libra or Gemini. You know, somebody that's fast, quick-witted, somebody that's very, very learned, somebody that's very intellectual, often at times even a little bit cold, sometimes even detached. So the good and positive aspects of both of these are that they are the rulers of their domain. You know, the ruler of his emotions, the ruler of his mind. And this is stuff that's going to be imparted to you in the month of May. This is going to be about you very much dealing with and working with authority figures, Leo. May is going to be a big month where you either come into a promotion, it's going to be a month where you will be supported by masculine figures or by the heads of business or department that you work for, you know, where they come to you and say, look, you know what, after seeing all of this and after seeing who you are and how you demonstrate and carry yourself, I'd like to offer you some kind of elevation. So promotion month is May, providing you can stay fair and balanced. Very, very interesting, this polarity, because you know although water is you can touch it and it's wet and all the rest of it, they're still quite fluid elements. You know, so there's a fluidity to May, but there is a solidity to it in terms of the practical application of it. You know, so yeah, May is going to be promotion month, I believe. June. Let's see what June has in store for you. Or us. The Magician. Yeah, look at that. This is mastery of your art and mastery of your craft. For some of you, this will be a graduation of sorts. The interesting thing is, I think that's when I finished my astrology studies. So for the year, I've still got like 2 years to go. This will be where you take that step up. So like I said, you come into all this power, you cleanse the spirit, and you direct the energy and the power that you find in that cleansed spirit towards your goals. You then start to get noticed by your peers, by your authority figures, by your bosses, by your supervisors and all the rest of it, and seen for exactly who you are and what it is that you're able to demonstrate, and you're supported by them. May, June is the time of promotion. It's the time where you start to become a master at your work. Why do I say that? The Magician is literally that. And it's funny because I said, didn't I? You know, April is the month where you're laying the foundations or the learning to become the Magician. And then, you know, the King of Cups is where you're supported by the universe and the people in the world to start making the steps to become that. There's definitely I feel like an opportunity that comes for us, that comes very much out of the blue, but it is to do with our actions. The Magician is you know, is primal power directed. The magician is able to create anything and everything that he chooses, anything that he can imagine, anything that he can envision, he can bring into the manifest reality. As above, so below. He has one hand raised in the air with the wand, and that's his connection to the divine will. And his hand pointing down, so as he's doing this, the hand pointing down is him using his own personal will coupled with the divine will to create in the physical manifest world what he wants, what he needs, what he chooses for his own life path. That's why it represents mastery. That's why it represents being the height of your game. That's why it represents the opportunity to be elevated or to be seen in the world as elevated. So in your work, in your hobbies, in your studies, you are taking that step up. And then you've got the Eight of Pentacles. What is the Eight of Pentacles? It's work. Going to work, doing the work, being at work, working. Work. You know me by now, I'm a bit of a geek, so sorry I have this itchy nose thing that's really driving me insane, but this is you becoming a master at your work. This is you being noticed for your skills at work and being seen to demonstrate the skills necessary to be considered an authority in your chosen field. July. The High Priestess, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is going to be a month where you have to follow your intuition. It's going to be a month where you have to follow your inner guidance, your inner guiding light, if you like, your personal moon, because the High Priestess card represents the sign of Cancer, and it represents the moon. The moon is all to do with your dreams, your intuition. It's all to do with the things that are intangible, but it's also hidden things coming to light. And it comes with the Hanged Man. I mean, that's really powerful. Look at that. So the month of July, is a really powerful month. The month of July, a lot of secrets are going to be divulged. I think you're going to find yourself with this new authority, this new power, this new vigour, with you taking steps up and into the upper echelons, or echelons, however you say it. I really feel like this is going to be mystical and divine and intuitive knowledge coming directly to you. If that's not your chosen field and you know what you do is on a more practical, mundane level, this will be you coming into more clearance. This will be you, given information and secrets, for lack of a better word, and mysteries. This is, whatever your job. In the month of July, you will be given knowledge that is not common practice or commonplace within your chosen field. These will be secrets that you are expected to keep. I have to say that to you, I have to stress this to you. Although there will be hidden things coming to light and revealed to you, the things that are told to you are not for everyone's ears. They're not going to be things that you're supposed to share with just anybody or everybody. You are coming into this knowledge, you are coming into this power because you have worked for it and you have earned it. And that's the whole point of this. The High Priestess, the hidden things coming to light, hidden things being revealed. She represents the mysteries of life. And this relates to your work, it relates to your promotion. And then you've got the Hanged Man, taking it all in your stride. It means acceptance, enlightenment. It talks about just accepting what is and how it is. And the reason I say that is because the way that I'm seeing this for all of us, that carry the Leo energy, is this is going to be you being given some sort of deeper mystery or deeper understanding or deeper insight or wisdom. And you were only given it because you've worked for it. And a part of that work is to continue to keep silent that knowledge, which is, it's interesting because I believe 2018 as an 11 year will be very much a year of a lot of things coming out. It will be a year of a lot of things being revealed. But these are things that are supposed to be kept hidden. They're supposed to be kept private. They're supposed to be kept under wraps. And it's because you've earned the knowledge. You've earned the secrets. August. The other thing about the Hanged Man is it's a very spiritual card because it represents the sign of Pisces. You know, and the Hanged Man very much talks about being present and being in the moment and going with what is. But when I see these two, because they're both very watery cards, you've got Cancer there, you've got Pisces there. Both of these signs are very linked to the moon as well, you know, which is interesting in and of itself. And interesting because July is called the strong, is it the strong sun moon? Each full moon has a name, and they call this one the strong sun moon, I think. And that's got kind of like a polarity to me when I hear those words. But yeah, it's going to be very much about how you rise above the need to divulge everything. August, oh beautiful, Ten of Cups, blessings abound. Interesting, because I think Cancer got these same cards in this same month, which is really, really interesting because you've seen me, you know, shuffle the cards. So, in August, you get the Ten of Cups, which is love and happiness and peace and beauty. Actually, no, I don't think it was these cards coupled together. Yeah, it's love, it's beauty, it's happiness, it's emotion, fulfillment and contentment, but it's emotional fulfillment and contentment that you can share. That you can share with somebody that you love, and not just one somebody, but many somebodies. And then you've got this here, which is the Hermit card, which represents the sign of Virgo. And this card represents a journey or a quest that's going to be taken. So with or for family, there's going to be a quest or some kind of journey taken. This will be a happy one though, I believe. And I think that certainly for a lot of Leos, family communications have been tough for quite a while. You know, and they've been pulled and stretched in many different ways. And I really feel that 2018, and certainly the month of August, is going to be a really happy time for family. I really feel like it's going to be one of those months where everything just seems to pull together, and it's like everybody's able just to forget all of their own crap and, you know, not bring any of the shit to the table, and just sit and, you know, eat together, drink together, be happy, and just experience one of those, you know, when you have one of those moments or those days where you look back and you think, oh, you know what, I don't know why, but that was just such an awesome day. And it's because everything was easy and it was free and nothing was forced and nothing was fake. You know, it's like that whole, for those of you that celebrate it, that perfect Christmas that everybody tries to achieve, but it seems to be so elusive. And, you know, how you notice is usually the things that you don't plan that end up being the most amazing. And I feel like August is going to be the month where you look back and you think, do you know what, August was the best month of my year. And it's like I've learned so much from the happy times in my life. And that's a really, really rare thing, guys. Really, really rare. It's a rare person and a rare experience to be able to learn from the happy times. You remember how people hurt you. You remember how bad things were and all the rest of it. But you rarely remember something happy and then look back and say, oh yeah, you know what, this is what I learned from that. August will be the month where you learn from your happiness and you learn how to generate more and more of it. And it will be a month where you can share happiness and beauty and precision, you know, exacting precision, choosing to have a good time, choosing to have a good experience and showing others how to do the same. September. Ooh, okay. So September, the Seven of Pentacles. So this is about what you choose to invest your time in. Okay, so September, for those of you that haven't already started, September 2018 will be the year that you decide to invest in yourself, and more importantly, for a lot of you, this is going to be about you deciding to start that business. It's going to be about you starting to write your book, about starting to get the blog up and running, and it's no longer, you know, this, and the reason I say that, this is about you deciding what to invest your time in, deciding what you want to be in for the long haul. And it also, for me, the way that I'm feeling this is about something that you have for a long time wanted to do, felt that you were supposed to do, been guided to do, but you've put it off and you've put it off and you've put it off and you've put it off. Bam. September next year, you can no longer do that. The energy is there and it's waiting, it's just kicking at you to be burst forward. You've got the energy, you've pulled the power out of yourself to do this, and it's now time to start putting pen to paper to decide what your mission statement is and start actually doing that and sharing it with the world. This is also very fruitful because whatever you start in the month of September in terms of this stuff, so your book, your blog, your website, this is very much a blessing for that, because you've got the 7 but then you've got the 1 in the wand, you know, in the Ace of Wands. That's 8, which is material success. You know, it's abundance, financial success, you know, as a numerology number. It's the earth there gives you the stability and the endurance. The number 7 gives you the endurance to see it through. And the Ace of Wands gives you the energy. Amazing. Really, really amazing. October. Oh, I mean, could it get any better? 10 of Pentacles and the Fool card. I mean, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. So the 10 of Pentacles is stability. The 10 of Pentacles is absolute stability. The 10 of Pentacles represents the happy home, you know, more so than the 10 of Pentacles because it's physical. You know, this is about having a dwelling that you can live in and be at peace in, that is paid for, catered for. You know, this is, it's financial and physical and material abundance. It's not knowing lack. It is something that you can, again, share with all people. It's home. That's the other thing about the 10s. They represent home. And the 10 of Pentacles, you couldn't ask for more than that because it's stable and it's real. And then you've got the Fool card, so October, for some of you, will be where this is you moving, this is you finding a new place to live, but it comes about very suddenly. It may be that you're offered an opportunity in terms of a job that pays really, really well, but in order to have the job, you have to move. And it's not going to be something that you can dilly-dally about. This is going to be setting you up for the next 10-year cycle, Leos. This is going to be you know, setting and making a firm foundation for the next 10 years of your life, but it's going to require quick movement, quick decision. It won't wait for you. It's not going to be the type of thing that they're like, oh yeah, you know, take a couple of months to decide. You will have a week, if that. You know, because the Fool card is linked to Aquarius, which is, you know, linked to Uranus, which is the unexpected. You know, you can't plan for it because you can't anticipate it. You can't intuit it because there's nothing there until the opportunity literally just snaps into position. And the Fool card represents new places and people, new situations coming into your life that are fruitful and that are blessed. October's going to be an amazing month for you guys, or for us guys. November. King of Wands, that's you. And the 10 of Swords. Okay, so I'm just going to be really honest. I kind of feel like there may be a family member that is leaving your life for the permanence in November. And I feel that because the King of Wands is usually an older person that still has a lot of youth within them. And then you've got the 10 of Swords, which is an ending, and it's a sharp ending and one that usually hurts a lot. This could be an Aries, a Sagittarius or a Leo male, but I feel like this is an older person. This is like a grandparent or an uncle, and with the Ten of Swords there, yeah, I kind of feel like this is going to be somebody leaving your life for good. It could be death. I pray and hope that it isn't, and I'm sorry for those of you that have to experience that. But it could also mean that in moving away, you go through this separation, and because you do so, a lot of emotions are hurt. You know, a lot of thoughts of, oh, okay, well, I thought you loved us. Well, I do love you, but I still have to leave. You know, because I've got this amazing opportunity. So it's certainly going to be an interesting month, November. And yeah, I don't feel that it will be one that you see. You'll be glad for November to be over, I believe. And then December. Ah, bam. I'm not even going to pull anything else out for this. For the month of December, you have the Sun card, the beautiful, most powerful, brightest card in the deck that lends strength and power to everything that it touches. Now, when you see the Ten of Swords, that's a really bad, it's quite a difficult experience, it's a challenging experience. But when you see the Sun card next to it, it makes it lighter, it makes it brighter, and it makes it pass a lot quicker. So if you have arguments with a father figure, just know that it will pass, that you will see your way through it and past it. If you lose a grandparent, you know, this tells me that that person was actually in a lot of pain and would have suffered a lot more pain if they didn't, you know, exit this plane. December will be a month where you really start to see the light, and December will be a month where all of the stuff that has been difficult and where you had to decide on the spot suddenly becomes worth it. The December, when you see the Sun card, December is, aside from all of the amazing things that you have happened this year, Leo, December will be the month that you remember the most, because it will be the one that comes with the most blessings. And I think a big part of that will be your understanding of why some things had to change. Leo's a fixed sign, you know, change isn't always welcome, but it will be necessary. But you've got a great year ahead of you, even still. And then finally, I've been using the Luminous Spirit to do the Key for the Year card, and I love them, they're amazing. You know, it's, yeah, they're a beautiful deck, absolutely beautiful deck. The Wheel of Fortune, what an amazing card to finish and to give, so as your key, these cards are beautiful, I love them. And their simplicity is where their power is as well, that's what I love about them. So you have this, you have the Wheel of Fortune. What is the Wheel of Fortune? The Wheel of Fortune reminds you that no matter how difficult things may get at certain points in your life, no matter what you may have to sometimes give up, it's always to replace it with something that is better for you. It's always for a reason, and if you can continually pull the best out of it, you will continually experience the best of life. Wheel of Fortune is a nod to the Magician card. It's also the number 10, which is, again, it's attainment, it's home, it's accomplishment. The Wheel of Fortune is the blessing that comes, that says, do not give up, that says, now is not the time. Remember, March, do not give up. When you get to that point, dig a little deeper and you will find more strength and more power than you've ever experienced before. Have an amazing 2018, Leo. I wish you all the best. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. And I know that 2018 is going to be an amazing year for us. I wish you all the best, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.